Welcome to Friday before Christmas in Wrocław, Poland. And this is the most underrated Christmas market in Europe. I love it.
After 4 days in Prague, we are headed to a new country on a bus. Let's go. And just like that, we are at the bus station. There is a sign with all the bus numbers and the times. I've never seen a bus station that has legit information like that, because usually it's like, guess which bus it is, run up to the bus driver and see if that's it.
That was a very long and delayed journey and very windy roads. I'm glad to be here.
So we made it off the bus, and I looked at Uber when we almost got here to see how much it would cost, because I thought it's a 30-minute walk, and Uber is $2 USD. We made it to the Airbnb a little bit ago, and this place is awesome. Awesome! And it actually was not that expensive at all, and we're literally above the Christmas market, like in the main square. And the buildings, they look like a stage set. Check this view out.
Welcome to Wrocław, Poland.
And we've been here for a few days now, but we've been kind of held up in our apartment working.
The view from our apartment is unlike anything I've ever seen.
Let's go check out Wrocław.
Nice pronunciation, babe. It looks like Wrocław, but let me assure you that it is certainly not pronounced Wrocław. We learned our lesson very quickly. It's Wrocław, I think, which I'm probably still pronouncing it incorrectly. Respect to everyone that speaks Polish, because I don't get it.
So the little gnomes are everywhere. There are actually 636 to be exact, but the gnomes were an act in the Soviet era against anti-regime, and they weren't allowed to have any anti-regime protests, so therefore they just painted gnomes over all the Soviet propaganda. What a creative way to rebel.
By far the most underrated Christmas market in Europe. 75% of Wrocław was destroyed after World War II. And so they had to rebuild pretty much this entire town and most of this center square. And in fact, the last building was fully rebuilt in 1996. But they have done such a good job in rebuilding and maintaining some of these beautiful architectures that date back to the Baroque time.
All of these buildings are new except for one that actually made it through the war. It's now a bank. Go figure that.
So I realized today that we have one more week in Europe. We've been in Europe now for 5 weeks, and we have one more week here before we go to a new continent, a new country, and we have a lot of very big travel days coming up in the next month. So I'm so excited.
We could literally stay all day in that square, but there's much more to see in Wrocław, so let's go check it out. So this alley was the grocery store in the medieval times. Although jaywalking is technically illegal everywhere, we heard that you can get a €30 fine for jaywalking here. So literally everyone waits to cross the road till the light's green. So we think they're going to run out of pierogis, but we're heading to a milk bar that ranked the best pierogis in Wrocław. Essentially, as a milk bar was something that was created in the communist times, at a place where all the workers could go and eat for super cheap. But we're going to switch to our phone camera because I'm a little nervous filming in there. I don't want to get yelled at in Polish. This is the spot. So I don't want to say that was a bust. It's kind of a bust. We went in there and they were literally out of everything that we wanted to order. And when I ordered the pierogis, she pretty much laughed at me. So we kind of scrambled and just pointed at things. Bigos essentially, it's like, it's pig parts. is my guess is what it looks like. Could be some good pork meat, could be some intestine and like cabbage stew. But if you really know what it is, let me know in the comments below. It's delicious regardless. But now we have our minds and our stomachs set on pierogis, and we are set out to find some.
We're gonna switch cameras again. 3, 2, 1.
I'm not even gonna try and butcher the name of that restaurant, but it was delicious. The reason why we didn't film with our camera in there is because it's a little weird, and out of respect, we don't want to just sit there and talk on camera if we don't get their permission. But the food was excellent, definitely recommended. A little more expensive than your traditional milk bar. So the square we're in right now is not only called Cathedral Island, but it's called Ostrow Tumski. If I'm butchering that, I'm sorry, but that's what it looks like. But it's the oldest part of the city that still exists. Even though it was still bombed for the most part, it's basically been rebuilt to its original. And the cathedral behind me actually was completely bombed in the middle, except for the spires on both sides, and they rebuilt the whole middle side.
So apparently one of the bombs actually would hit one of the pillars but never exploded. As a token for surviving the Soviet attack, they decided to leave the bomb and deactivate it several years later. So it's a memento for this time in Wrocław's history.
Oh, it feels good.
I cannot believe it's already almost Christmas. We've been mentally pumping up for this, and it's almost here.
So we are going to spend the Friday before Christmas no better way than the coolest market we've been to so far. This Christmas market is like a village. Like, they have everything here. They have carnival, roller coasters, sets that you can walk on. They have puppet shows. This is impressive. Who would have thought that Wrocław, Poland would have had a Christmas market like this? What?
If you live in Europe, or you're just coming to Europe for Christmas markets, add this to your list, because this is seriously one of the coolest Christmas markets. Definitely the most underrated Christmas market in Europe. And
it's definitely very interesting. It's just unlike any of the other Christmas markets. Let's see. I'm loving these names though. There's Iwa, Stas, Schwawek, Rafal. Yes, no, I'm probably not even pronouncing it. But look, there's Nicola, there's Nicodem.
That's my new name, Nicodem.
So you got a couple options, babe. What a wonderful Christmas market. A really interesting city.
And an even better day, because seriously, the whole time we've been here, it's been cloudy and overcast and cold. Today was 60 degrees, it was blue skies. I mean, it's like our Christmas gift here in Wrocław.
He still can't pronounce it. But we are going to end it for tonight, and we will see you back in a country we've already been to. How do I say bye? I don't know how to say bye in Polish. So.
Bye in Polish.
Good night.
Roughly about $2.75. So all the food. Well, hello. So both. So this little square we're in right now is called not only Cathedral Island. Cathedral Island. So this little square we're in right now is not only called Cathedral Island. I could say island. Island. Ow now, brown cow. Ow now, brown cow. It was It was but it was deactivated. That's what I'm looking for.
Nick just said I had a pigeon feather in my hair. And if you know me, I hate pigeons because I've had 2 fly right into my face before.